Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain one of a Korean zombie films from 2019 called Zombie on Sales. Before we get to the storyline, don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie recaps, and have a good day. The movie starts with news coverage of a failed experiment conducted by a pharmaceutical company. The company manufactured a drug, something called neoncillin, as a cure for diabetes and illegally tested it on humans. But the experiment failed, and the medicine had mysterious side effects on humans. One night, in the secret headquarters of the same company, a strange man emerges from under the ground. He is also an illegal test subject who has been infected into a zombie-like creature. Because of the medicine, the zombie walks into the darkness and reaches a small town called Pongsan on a nearby road. A car swerves and stops abruptly. The couple inside it is catching their breath when a man approaches them and hooks a metal rod in their car. It turns out that the man is a mechanic named Jun Gul, and he deliberately caused the minor accident so he would get customers unaware of this. The couple agrees let him take the car to his shop. The next morning, the couple receives the repair bill, which is significantly higher than expected. Jun Gul's pregnant wife, Namju, handles the task of collecting money from the customers. When the man tries to accuse them of overcharging, Jun's daughter Haegul emerges with a butcher knife. The gesture does the job, and the couple quickly pays and leaves. Namju securely stores all the money in a box, while Jun Jungle doesn't even get to see it. In the following scene, the zombie is walking on a road, looking for people to feed on. He sees two women and tries to get to them, but they simply dodge him. As we see him fail to bite people, it becomes clear that this man is unlike your average dangerous zombie. Even the little kids hit him with stones and tease him about his looks. Then he comes across a stray dog and tries to eat it, but in turn gets chased himself. The locals watch him running from the dog in confusion. Meanwhile, at Jun Gul's home, his father Mandiok is engaged in his usual card game with friends. He hears a dog barking loudly outside the house and walks out to chase it away. Unknown that the zombie is inside the bathroom, Mandiok goes in and is attacked. The zombie manages to bite the old man and runs away after. On his way, he comes across Haegul, who hits him in the crotch. They both are then chased by the same stray dog again. While trying to run away, they reach the village's border and meet Haegul's uncle Mingle. He is returning to the village after being fired from his job in the city. Eventually, all three of them are chased by the dog. Haegul falls on the road, making it easy for the zombie to get her, but just before he is about to attack the girl, a car hits him and sends him flying to a field. The zombie miraculously survives and runs away. Later, grandfather Mandiok returns home from the hospital after having his wound bandaged. Then we get to know that Mandiok's only wish in life is to visit Hawaii someday. He even has pictures of Hawaii on his wall and wears a Hawaiian shirt most of the time. That night, he sits in front of a fan, feeling unusually hot. Meanwhile, the zombie continues to be chased by the dog around the village. Haegul hears a noise and coming from the garage. She and Mandiok go to check for the intruder and discover the zombie hiding inside. Mandiok hits him with a spade, taking his revenge. Jun Gul also arrives there and strikes the zombie with a flying kick. Eventually, the whole family gathers in the garage and goes full world star on the zombie. They assume that it is dead. They look at him closely and realize he is not a normal human being. Suddenly, the zombie comes back to life, startling the family. They hurry outside and lock him in the garage. Min-gun finally tells the others that the man might be a zombie and shows them a clip from the movie Train to Busan. The family knows that the person who is bitten by a zombie turns into one of them. So, without Mandiok knowing, the mother Namju knocks him out with a frying pan. They lock the man inside his own trailer for their safety. The next day, Mingle does some research on zombies and finds out a lot about them. He explains to the others that a person bit by a zombie dies and comes back to life again. They like to eat human brains. Hence, the zombie in the garage likes cabbage because he mistakes it for a brain. Mingle proposes to kill Mandiok. Before he kills them, as the family talks, Mandiok gets out of the trailer and enters the house. A stunned Mingle hits him on the head, but is scolded by the rest of the family. Afterward, Haegul names the zombie Chongbai and begins to treat him like a pet. Namju acknowledges that he's not really harmful, but takes all of his teeth out as a precaution. The following day, to everyone's surprise, Mandiok doesn't convert into a zombie. In fact, he starts to turn younger because of the infection. His old friends see him peeing like a young man and beg him to tell them the secret of his newfound youthfulness. One of them, who is getting married soon, offers Mandiok a ticket to Hawaii in return for the secret. Hearing this, Mandiok tells him about Changbi. Their conversation is heard by Min-gun, who plans to sell Changbai for money. But meanwhile, Mandiok packs his luggage getting ready for his trip. When his other friends knock on his door, it turns out that all of his friends know about Changbi and everyone wants to pay to be bitten. Mandiok happily takes them to the garage only to see Changbai is missing. Then we see Min-gun driving Changbai towards Seoul, where he plans to sell him to a Viagra company. On his way, Min-gun is pulled over by the police for speeding. The policemen recognize him because they are from the same village. After talking for a while, they hear a noise from the back and reveal a tied-up Changbai in the trunk. Both Min-gun and Changbai are then taken to the police station. The police take the tape off Changbai's mouth and see he has no teeth. Right then, Mandiok arrives at the station and claims Changbai to be his son. At night, Hae-gun gives Changbai a cabbage to eat, but he cannot eat it because of his missing teeth. Mandiok gets to know about this and is equally surprised. His friends arrive there to get bitten and bring their youths back. Mandiok thinks of a plan and brings fake teeth for the man, finally starting a business, but Kinky, his friends, are shocked by the first few bites, but they eventually get used to it. At the end of the day, Namju keeps the profit they made safely inside a box. The next day, everyone who got bitten runs around happily, delighted to have their youth back. However, a surprised Namju finds their box of money empty. It turns out that Mandiok has taken all of the money and has gone for a trip to Hawaii. Meanwhile, the news about Changbai spreads throughout the village. More and more people run to Jungle's house. Eventually, their profit skyrockets as trucks full of people start coming to get bitten. A few days later, they renovate Mandiok's trailer for Changbai. They even buy him a new set of teeth, which he uses to eat cabbages. One day, Hae-gun takes Changbai to a barber shop and gets him cleaned up. Changbai looks like a handsome young man. After getting a haircut, he and Hae-gun have started falling in love. So Hae-gun feels bad about her family using him for money. One night, Hae-gun hears her brother Min-gun talking to someone about selling Changbi. The very next day, she brings Changbi to a forest and asks him to run away and live freely. However, Changbai, who has also started liking her and doesn't mind making bank for biting people, doesn't leave. Meanwhile, at Mandiok's friend's wedding, the villagers who had been bitten start to feel very hot. They eat like they are starving and act strange in general. At the same time, Min-gun notices Changbai missing from their home. He runs to look for him, planning to sell him for a large amount of money. A while later, he finds Changbai right where Hae-gun had left him and takes him to the bus station. Back at the wedding, the priest asks the bride and groom to kiss, but the man instead bites his wife. It turns out that everyone Changbai has bitten has turned into zombies. Chaos ensues at the wedding as the guests turn into zombies. The virus spreads rapidly and people at the bus station start to bite each other as well. The streets of the village are filled with zombies as they take over humans. One zombie gets inside the garage and attacks Hae-gun. She runs to her parents, asking for help. Just then, a policeman arrives at the scene trying to solve the conflict, but instead is bitten by the man. This zombie doesn't want cabbage, he wants bacon. The family realizes what is going on and runs inside the house to save their lives. They shut the doors and windows and read a zombie survival book that Min-gun has written. They misinterpret some parts of the guide, but at last create a make-do armor from utensils. Back at the bus station, Min-gun somehow survives and drives back to his home, leaving Changbai behind on his way. He sees that almost everyone from the village has turned into zombie. A while later, the zombies manage to break into the house and chase the family away. Namju is almost caught by them, but she somehow gets her box of money and flees. Right when the family hides in the garage, Min-gun arrives with a bunch of firecrackers. He lights them up and attacks the group of zombies, but doesn't know the fact that he is shooting at a petrol station. He quickly gets out of the car to stop the fireworks, but the car bursts into flames right after. This attracts the zombies' attention, making them hurtle towards the burning car. More firecrackers explode in the sky that the creatures watch in fascination, almost as if they are hypnotized by it. Right then, Namju's water breaks and she starts to give birth. Jungle and Ming-gun dress up in Chong-Bi's clothes and go outside, acting like they are zombies as well. They manage to make it to the car but forget the keys inside. When the car's lights glow, the zombies are again attracted towards them. The two freeze in fear inside the car as the creatures surround them. To save them, Hai-Gul comes outside with a grass cutter and attacks the group. However, she is soon overpowered by them right when they are about to kill her. Chong-Bi comes to her aid. Amidst the chaos, one zombie moves some wires, causing the electric signs to light up. This distracts all other zombies, making them leave Chong-Bi and Hai-Gul alone. Taking the opportunity, Ming-Gul leaves the car to get the car keys from inside the house, but before he can make it inside, the lights turn off abruptly, and the zombies turn towards him. At that moment, the sound of Namju's baby crying is heard. Ming-Gul fights the zombies, not caring about his own life, to get to the car keys. The baby and Namju are inside the trailer, which is attached to the car. Jun-Gul is in the car ready to drive away, while Hai-Gul and Chong-Bi fight the zombies to keep them back from the trailer. Ming-Gul finally manages to get the keys and throws them at Hai-Gul outside. The family finally drives away, leaving Chong-Bi and the zombies behind. At last, Chong-Bi lights a fire, causing an explosion that blows up the petrol pump. The next morning, Jungle wakes up and, to everyone's surprise, has turned into a zombie. The family locks him inside the car and runs outside. Then they discuss their next move. The sound of someone coming towards them through a tunnel is heard. A happy Mandiak arrives from his trip to Hawaii with a tan, oblivious to what has happened to his village. They're confused why he hasn't turned into a zombie like everyone else then. The car's radio announces the news of the virus being spread throughout Korea. The reporters claim that some people are immune to the virus, and they are also the antidote to turn zombies back into humans. Hearing this, Ming-Gul gets another idea. He plans to turn Mandiak's immunity into another business. It is now 6 months later. The zombie virus has spread throughout Korea, but the family is doing better than ever. Mandiak bites people for a living, turning them back